Hello, this Explain Everything math tutorial is going to show you how you can use some of their features to create instructional math content. I just downloaded Explain Everything and haven't played with it for about 3 years, and also I'm not a mathematician. However, I've had fun thinking of some activities that might be useful in your classroom. I'm recording this with QuickTime on my laptop, and I'm also going to record in Explain Everything so you can see the finished piece that I have as well. So I'm going to open Explain Everything, and you'll see I already have 10 slides and I've already added some things into them. The way I added things was pressing this plus button, and you can see there's a whole range of things. I could add audio in there, I could add files in there, so a worksheet from Google Drive, for example, images, videos. I can even put a browser in there. So at the moment, I've added mostly images and a browser. I've also gone in and added text with this text button here. When you add text, you'll see you can change the font, you can change if it's bold, italic, just as you normally would. So I'm going to get rid of that now with this X button, which will get rid of mistakes. I can also zoom in and out of my images. Every time I wanted to create a new slide, I press this plus button just below here. I'm also, as you can see now, using the pointer so I can see towards certain things. So I have some images, as I said, already on my screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press record and record as if I was kind of making and explain everything. Along the side you can see a whole bunch of tools. They're pretty self-explanatory, so plus to add in new content, the pen to write, the highlighter, the rubber, the shapes, the text, the X to get rid of stuff, etc. The other button that I will use a lot is this zoom button. So actually, if I was making my video for my students, I would start with this page. And I'm going to show you it right now. So I'm going to press the record button down the bottom. So please follow along. So this is introducing my maths tutorials. I'm going to zoom out. You can see I'm using Explain Everything for that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do something to do with fractions. So you can see all my Pokemon here, and we want to work out how many of my Pokemon are Pikachu. So I'm going to use the hand and I'm going to move them around. So I'm going to see, okay, I have how many total? Let's have a little look. I have 5 total and only 1 is Pikachu. So 1/5 Pikachu, 1/5 Snorlax, and 3/5 Bulbasaur. What I might also want to figure out is what about as a percentage. So I'm not the best mathematician, but I know this is the same as 2/10, which I can then convert into 20 over 100. So it's 20% Pikachu. Pikachu is obviously much rarer than that. I wish I had 20% Pikachu. So there's my little fraction activity. We're going to go on to the next page. I have already inserted a fantastic browser in there, and it's live. And oh, not using that one, but using the hand, I can scroll through. I can scroll through the browser. I can show the students the content. Maybe I'm going to do a maths activity where I look at his percentage of followers compared to how many people he follows. Maybe I'm going to show some cool images. Who knows? You guys are the maths teachers. You're going to do the coolest stuff with that. The next ones, maybe we're doing something about distance and scale or prediction. So I would have my students maybe predict how far away the moon is. And I'd say, oh, actually, even though the moon is often shown in textbooks like this, the moon is actually not that close to Earth. So let's zoom out a little bit. We're actually going to have to move the moon. Probably something like that. Okay, and how are we going to find out this distance right here? Well, we're probably going to need to use my handy ruler, which I've hidden just off of the screen. And I'm going to zoom back in. And I'm going to say that here, 1 centimetre is a kabillion zillion miles. And whoever, whatever, 1,000 miles, 100 miles, whatever suits you fine. So you can drag in things, you can draw in things that already help your students there. Next thing I'm going to do, well, I'm not going to do because I am not a mathematician. We're going to guess how tall the Statue of Liberty is. Let me just get rid of that line I just drew. And this is something that you would use your calculator for. So how are we going to figure this out, Kittywinks? We're going to do some basic trigonometry. So we're going to find out the height. We're going to find out the length from where we're measuring. And we're going to find out some angles. And then magically with trigonometry, we are going to figure out the exact height of the Statue of Liberty because we are awesome. Next one, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's the name of this greyhound right here who's going to win the race. I know that he started the race at 1 o'clock and he finished at 1 minute, 1 o'clock and 2 minutes, 0.63. So let's work out how long the distance is. We're also going to need the distance of the full track, which is, etc. The next thing, maybe we're going to have a graph. I inserted the graph already and I'm going to plot some points on here, unhappiness and intelligence. Maybe we're going to do this. I'm going to have my line. Is this just a correlation? Is it causation? Who knows? Next one we're going to look at, I've put my dog. So I'm going to think about, my dog makes me so happy. I would rate him as a 10. But I'm going to give other people a chance to rate him. But let me think, what do I think that people will rate him? I reckon everyone's going to do 10. Maybe someone will do 8 because I don't understand the question. And maybe someone will do a 0 because they suck. But I predict it's going to be overall a 10. Now, fractions. I put in a comic. It's super easy to find. That's the joy about Explain Everything. Unlike your whiteboard where you can show them all the instructions, you can bring things to life with your whiteboard pen. You can also quickly insert cool things like this. So with my fantastic fraction activity, of course, I'm going to look at pizza slices. So let me see this slice of pizza over here. Let's predict that it's about this size. I'm going to just make this smaller. And probably... Okay, so every one of you maths teachers, I'm going to buy 2 of these pizzas, divided into 6. You're going to get 1 slice each. Unless, of course, you are our gluten-free vegan guest. Then you're going to have 4/4, which is 100% pizza, which is awesome. So hopefully these fun activities that I've flown through have given you some ideas to kind of the cool things that you can do. Mostly I've just inserted images and played around. The instructional part is going to be what's important. You guys are the experts and already have a million creative ways, but I just wanted to show I literally spent a little bit of time on the internet downloading those, just saving those images and then putting them ahead of time into my slide. Then I just recorded my slide and you could see as I went how easy it was to change between all these different icons, between the pointer to point out different things, how to draw stuff. If I wanted to move something around the screen or zoom in and out, I could easily do that. If I wanted to have inserted shapes instead of my pizza images, I could have. If I wanted to put in my Google Doc worksheets, you can see I could have there. I can even, instead of doing my crappy writing, I can use all these cool features from the equation calculator. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. Anyway, I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun and produce some awesome videos.